plate.
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me.
Oh, and the guy is on foot.
I don't know what. It's a big, real big person.
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Ich hab verrichtet, so dass ich in dem Wald bin. Nicht abgejagt, so lang wie es reagiert. So blöd. Und geht kein zurück. Nee, in alle Ewigkeit.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Phantom Frequency podcast. I'm your host, Steve, and thank you for tuning in. Before we begin, if you have a personal encounter, experience, or story you'd like to share, you can contact us by email at thephantomfrequencypodcast@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us on Instagram at the Phantom Frequency Podcast and Facebook at the Phantom Frequency. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone supporting the show. Every listen, follow, comment, rating, and share truly helps keep the frequency alive. A lot of time, research, and effort goes into every episode, and your support genuinely means the world. Now, today we have very special guests. We got a team on. We have Jeff and Daphne. How you guys doing?
Good. How's it going?
Good, good, good. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Sorry we had to change the times and everything a little bit. Trying to make different time zones work here, you know.
It's fine. It's no stress. It's all good.
So, as we briefly discussed, you guys are in the deep end when it comes to the paranormal. So, I'll throw it over to you guys, and I'll let you guys explain everything you've been a part of, everything you're doing, and yeah, just let everyone know a little bit about what you guys do.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you want me to take?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll start us off. So I'm Daphne Minks, and this is Jeff Bader, and I guess I'll start with Jeff. Jeff was very involved in the paranormal and was involved in a show called My Haunted Manor USA. It was hugely popular, super cool show that was just 24-hour day surveillance. We kind of got hooked up together doing some soundtracking work, and I went up there to the Samuel L. Miller. I always say Samuel L. Miller. The Samuel L. Jackson is stuck in my head forever. It's Samuel Miller, no L in there. Anyway, the Samuel Miller mansion, and I was just kind of hooked at the whole paranormal, like ghost hunting world was new to me. Like I had had experiences my whole life, but I didn't know that these were like there was a group, like a community of cool ass people that just want to know, you know? So anyway, I got hooked and I mentioned to Jeff, I own a haunted house, and he was like, what? And flew out from Delaware, and was just hooked. And we named the house Vortex 29. His show wrapped and we decided to start our own show called Dead Air Energies. We're co-hosting, and then we opened the house up to investigators, and we're doing excursions, and yeah, that's my piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's one location, long-term investigation, and we need, everybody's help. We need to work together to try and figure out what's going on here, what this energy is here, and what the correlation is between the paranormal activity in the house and the desert area and the UAP activity in the skies, because it's every night.
It's intense. It's intense. It was, yeah. Like when I first talked to Jeff and I said, and I always have to laugh about this, he's been a paranormal investigator for damn near 20 years, if not longer, really your whole life. Um, and he's like, yeah, okay, sure. Like you and everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody lives in a haunted house, what else? And when he came out here, I mean, I was emotional because I needed that validation. I
You're
really
not
did.
crazy.
I'm not crazy. Yeah, because living in a ghost town, I mean, this house is 45 minutes from a town. The town is huge, but it's still 45 minutes out into the desert. You start going batty. I mean, I started
It's isolated.
questioning, yeah, my own sanity, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, what did you see? What was kind of,
I mean, right
So
away I
where
saw.
is the sorry to interrupt. Where is
Yeah.
the location of the house?
It's in Desert Center, California. We're
Okay.
about 3 hours from Phoenix, 3 hours from uh,
Vegas,
Vegas.
2 hours from San Diego's, 2 hours from LA. It's called Desert Center for a reason. It's extremely centered in Southern California. So even though it's extremely isolated and out there, you can be here lickety split. You know, it's not like you have to take a train and a boat and a
Hmm. It's like
carrier
one road.
pigeon. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
like one road from every major city. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your
Yeah.
interruption
Yeah.
to your interruption.
Yeah, we're out.
You're good.
We're not far.
Yeah, we're not far.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of strange activity in Southern California. I've heard several spots with all sorts of activity.
Yeah, we're only an hour from Joshua Tree, went and
Oh,
Ann's
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's God. Yeah, there it is. That's
exactly.
all
So
you had
that's
to say.
all of our excursions that we take. Because I've lived out here for, I mean, Jesus, I've been in the Mojave for damn near 20 years now. And I've been in this area for about 10, and I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Desert Center. And I lived in Joshua Tree. And to be honest with you, Joshua Tree ain't got nothing on Desert Center when it comes to the darkest skies, the most UAP activity I've ever seen. I mean, it's an active place.
Yeah. We're
It's
surrounded by
Wow.
mountains, and on one side of the mountain is SpaceX, and then the other side
Oh,
is
yeah.
Palms military base. And we don't know, what we're seeing is alien or what we're seeing is government, and what's a combo? What's the government using alien
Yeah,
tech?
what's
yeah.
riding the line in between? Yeah.
Right, and I mean, we literally sit the middle. We call it the vortex for multiple reasons. We sit, like I said, smack dab in between SpaceX, 29 Palms, Joshua Tree, Anza Borrego, the Salton Sea, and Raleigh, California, which, if people don't know, is just, we found out was a hotbed. Just unbelievable. So, all within an hour of
Yeah.
us are these just, you know, heightened areas. And then to further it, the house actually sits right where the three major deserts of the Southwest literally converge: the Mojave, the Sonoran, and the Coloradan Desert. It's unreal. We've just never seen anything like
It's like a
it.
literal vortex.
It's a literal vortex.
Yeah, that's
In here,
incredible. That
we
it's
do-
situated perfectly in between
yes,
all these
yeah.
huge hotbeds of paranormal activity, just all mashed at the center. And that's so how long did you own that house?
Yeah, I bought this house, and I've I mean, it's a long story that I'll spare you, but I found the house by happenstance. We kind of talk about it in the series, the docu series that we're doing on it. I found this place, and it had been abandoned for 7, 8 years, and it's a gorgeous home, and it needed some work. It a lot of work. So when I walked in, it was overwhelming. I mean, I was really overwhelmed with doing it by myself, and it was the entities in the house. And I don't care what that sounds like. I couldn't have done it without them. There's no reasonable explanation for why I can run gas line. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to do any of this shit. You know what I mean? At all. Really, even carrying stuff around, Jeff has seen it. I don't know how I'm carrying a queen bed around with two hands by myself. And so anyway, I started kind of losing it after 3 years of nothing but home renovation. And I really just needed community. And I happened to find Jeff through a weird series of events. And I feel like anybody that's listening to this probably can attest. You find people, and the paranormal will help you find them. You're kind of just put in the right place at the right time. I don't know why I jumped on a plane and went from California to Delaware to meet some dude that hunted ghosts. I don't know. It was weird. It was something I would do. And then we, just found this place to be special. There's just something about it. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the quick overview, Cliff Notes story of me in this house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I do want to ask, like, I know you had mentioned help, like entities during your renovations. How early into owning this house did you become aware of the presence of the paranormal, and what are some of the first few kind of, encounters or incidents you had that were really shocking to you?
Yeah, I mean, the funny part is I don't even say shocking because I mean, I've had the Hat Man and an entity that I call Dart Man. They've been with me my whole life. And to be honest with you, the first I was in my, I would say late 20s, probably early 30s before I even thought to Google Hat Man. I was emotional when I found out, and I really mean like shaking, had a physical reaction. One, when I saw the pictures, and then two, when I realized other people had seen this thing. It wasn't just me. Um, so that was kind of funny to answer your question. The first entities I saw here did not surprise me because they've been here forever. And it was like, oh, thank God you guys are home. All right, cool, you found I was a little worried, like, are they going to be here with me? Because they're my friends. And that was something that was really hard for me when Jeff and I talked about opening the house. These are my friends, and I've been alone with these folks, those two entities my whole life. And then the ones that that I meet in the house, they're my friends. And I was alone with them for 3 years. But anyway, so I saw the two that I was familiar with. The first incidences I had knocking, voices, footsteps. I knew I wasn't alone. The house feels crowded. As soon as you walk in, it's an energy like you cannot explain. It's something I say footage alone can't explain. When Paranormal 24/7 and Sisters Who See It came, a couple of the other teams, I mean, you lose your mind in here in a positive way, sort of. You lose track of time. I've been here 2 months and I've been like, how fucking long have I been sitting in here? And you're happy. Like you don't care. You're like, whatevs, I got everything I need here. And you just kind of walk around in circles and you talk to people that aren't here. And that's what I mean. I started wondering if I was losing my mind. So it was kind of an all inclusive, what the heck is going on here sort of feeling from day one. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't even know where to go with that.
Yeah, no, no, that's perfect. I guess I guess we'll jump over to Jeff, and when you first experienced the house, what were the first few things you noticed, or encounters you'd had there?
Yeah, I walked in and it felt like there was a party going on. I didn't know anybody, but I was like happy to be here. It just feels crowded. The first week I was here, I saw a super clear shadow figure that seemed to like see me and react to me and then like turn and ran down the hallway.
And I said, that's Dirt
That
Man.
was
You
him.
saw
He
him.
darted away. He's watching us. You've seen him looking at me like while I'm sleeping.
Oh, yeah, I see
They
them
watch
all the
us.
time. I think sometimes it's hard for me to answer questions like the one you asked me, like, well, what startled you? Not a damn thing at this point. You know what I mean? Really, it's
Maybe
so,
I phrased that wrong. I said I maybe I should have said, like, what are some good stories you could tell of
yeah,
experiences from the house? I guess we'll put it
right.
that
Yeah.
way.
I mean, I'll say like more specifics, and then I'll take it back to you. Is spatulas flying across the room, ramekins fly across the room, shadow figures walk down the hall with you, things touch you, it gets in bed with you. You're never alone in the shower. I call them my sex ghosts. If there's any kind of intimacy, I put a stripper pole in the house with a smoke machine and lights. They love it. They love it. You cook
That's
food.
wild.
Yeah, we've recorded audio when no one's home and someone's in the kitchen, several people cooking dinner. You hear talking, technical issues, forget it. Our hard drive's wiped. Audio, if they don't want you to hear it, you're not going to hear it. We had an investigation go on. Every one of our cameras, all of our footage, it's all gone.
Hmm.
All of it.
Wow.
They talk to you, they tell you lies. They want Jeff and I broken up so bad. It's a thing. I mean, it's been some major happenings, but it's like almost hard to explain.
Yeah.
And that's what one of the investigators said. we're doing, like they said this morning, we're doing a whole series just on your house because we've never seen anything like it. You cannot explain it.
No.
You can't.
That's
So bringing it back
incredible.
to you, when you walked in, it was the perfect example. Other people have said it feels like you come into a party where you don't know anybody.
Mhm.
So take it from there. Like, yeah,
Yeah, so we wanted to, you know, create this series right away and document what was going on, and we brought cameras, in, so we got a hallway camera. We're gonna bring in more cameras to just run this 24/7, documented reality show style, and then have investigators come, investigate with us, and we can see how your approach changes the environment because it does. The house reacts to us, like, depending on what our moods are. So it's something to, your moods and emotions and what you bring to it. Uh, if we're arguing and it's
oh,
quiet,
yeah, they don't like it.
they hate it. But when we're happy or if we're, being intimate, they're like front row seats. They're there. You see them. You see shadows going by. Uh, I mean, it's constant. It's
It's
all day.
constant, it never stops, and I think that's something interesting that they picked up on the first teams that came in. If I can give a quick shout out to them, it's This and That Vintage in, 29 Palms, Paranormal 24/7 in 29 Palms. They've just been absolutely amazing. They see it, they get it. Sisters Who See It, again, out of 29 Palms, these teams have just been unbelievable. It's like they can't figure out, is it attached to me? Is it because I'm kind of rambling. When they brought their equipment in, the first few things that came up in the spirit box and some of these different tools, they were afraid. They were afraid they were making them leave. And they were saying things like, don't trust. We don't trust you. Get out. But then the more I became comfortable and the more silliness, like spin around on the pole and the bell starts going off, like they wanted to see that. Ding, ding, ding. They broke it.
Yeah.
You know, it's you laugh and then the electric, electromagnetic or whatever activity rises as we're laughing. Then you smell like cannabis in the house and it's like an echo of a party, and then the temperature changes in the room and the light grid is going off and then the cat ball's going off and this is happening, and it's like it swells, and this went on for hours. And then it's like they just are kind of like tired and they're like, okay, we want you to leave now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very that. And it's hard to explain.
Right.
It's just very hard to explain.
But we've had times where we're arguing and I sleep in another room and they are like mad at me. They're like, why aren't you partying? Why aren't you guys having fun?
And they rip the curtains down.
Yeah.
They've done it several times. If they don't like a piece of artwork that's hung in the house, oh, forget it. It's on the floor the next day and there's no real explanation why. Because when I say rip the curtains down, like they picked up the curtain rod and picked it up off of like, the little metal
Hangers. Yeah.
hangers thingy. And the curtain was still attached to the rod.
Mhm.
But it was on the other side of the room. Like
Wow.
that's
That's
not,
crazy.
you know what I mean, or whatever. It's that kind of stuff. They mimic our voices. Uh when I say they cause arguments between us, we think that most of the spirits love our relationship. I think I was here so long by myself that we do have one or two that are like jealous male suitors. Like we heard Paul had asked something about our relationship, and through it's called the spirit box, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Spirit box, it said, blondes don't trust the other women. And Jeff's like, I didn't even do anything.
Damn it, ghosts. Stop it.
That's crazy. And I actually was gonna ask questions related to that if there was any difference in how they treat both of you, because I know you'd mentioned about them, like some of them wanting you guys split up or causing arguments. Does it
Yeah.
seem like some have maybe gotten attached to you, Daphne, and or maybe a little bit more angry or aggressive towards Jeff?
Hmm.
Truly, I mean, really, the thing is, when I say like the house found me, um, I'll just say it. I was in adult entertainment for many, many years, and then I got very sick, and so I basically was just healing for about 10 years, and then I found this place, and I painted it as colors of the sunset and just a place of healing, and I feel like when I got here, I brought my stripper energy. I did. I really, and I found out the history of the house. I mean, there were mirrors on the ceiling when I bought it. This was a swingers, cokehead party. This is where people, this was somebody's house and they bought it and turned it into their party pad. And then it went abandoned, and the person who bought it was a registered SA person that we don't want,
Wow.
we don't want to say that. It had a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit of a dark period.
Yeah.
When I walked in, like I said, you could feel the people here, but you couldn't really feel their personalities. And I feel like when I started renovating the house, and I'm listening to my music and I'm walking around in my tank top and panties. I'm here by myself. I'm a sexual creature by nature. That's who I am. I, like to show my body. I'm Cajun, I'm from the South. It's hot. You know what I mean? I'm just whatever. And I think they got attached to that energy. There were 3 bars in the house. I mean, there's a tiki bar, there was this. So I think it was just attached to that energy, got very used to a half naked, silly woman who likes to listen to music loud and smoke weed and, have a twisted tea in the hammock. I think they really got used to that. And when Jeff showed up, it was like, okay, this is not cool. Like, what the hell? And then we moved in for a very short time. We needed some help getting the production off the ground. We moved his brother and his nephew in. That's when we started getting stuff like, for example, one of my favorite ones is his brother was typing in Google. He typed in G, and right then he jokingly said, "Sometimes I don't think the house likes me." Something held the O button down. So his whole typing said, "Go."
Oh, wow.
Then
That's
he was on a call.
amazing.
2 days later, he was back in Delaware. Fuck that.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
and
they
also to
must
your
not
point,
like company.
it's
Yeah.
mail company, but when the girls got here,
Yeah.
the ding, 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 ding. I mean, it was lights flashing
Yeah.
and they were excited. Get on the stripper pole. They set the bell up right next to the pole and they broke it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was
Big
like,
Wow.
against the arm.
yeah. And one last one, and then I'll stop talking and let Jeff talk for a minute. I get very excited about my house. The other thing is
No, go ahead. Hey, we got time. We got time. Tell your stories.
the mutiny. That was a word that kept being whispered in my ear when all 3 guys were here was mutiny, mutiny. And I felt, and just vicious, or a voice that said, "You owe me."
Mm.
And I just feel like it was jealous suitors of, you get to look at her, you owe me. You're taking time away, because it's like
Yeah.
intimacy time. I always felt like I was being watched, I mean, we're all adults here, being alone. You're doing your thing, especially when you live in a ghost town by yourself. You know what I mean? Get a little
Yeah.
lonely from time to time. And I really always felt like there was something in the bed with me watching. And when Jeff came here, we were making out on the couch when he saw Dartman.
Yeah.
His face
Wow.
went white, and I was so afraid to look at what he was looking at. I was like, "Oh, is that an axe murderer? What the hell what am I about to look at?" So yeah, that's the whole long tail from my side of kind of what I've experienced with the jealousy part of it. Or them bringing up, like, it's so funny. They'll, we'll open the computer and there's some very damaging something
Mm.
on there, and he's like, "I swear to God, I have never seen that woman in my
Ghosts are
life."
out again.
Wow. Yeah, they are scheming.
They
They
do.
are
So many other
scheming.
guys out there, guys, as this happened to. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
We
They are.
also may have inadvertently given some guys who did do that a good excuse to get out of it.
Right, the
I
ghost
know.
did
Makes
it.
me feel like it.
The ghost did it. That's the new one.
But it's true though, I swear it did. It caused a lot of arguments, because we've only known each other a year and been together. Like the day we met, it was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like stars around our heads. We knew we got to do something, like either date or work together or something.
Mhm.
So we're kind of new, like
Yep.
we don't know each other, like people that
Just
have
going on a
been,
year.
yeah. So there was a lot of arguments that I really do believe they set his ass up. I can attest to it because he would show me browser history and be like yelling at the sky, fucking show
Please,
me
what?
where the hell was on what website.
Oh man, that's
And
funny.
getting to know Jeff, I'm like, yeah, you're right. They're kind of painting you in this light that's just really not true. It's unfortunate. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, we'd like to know how many other guys out there.
Every guy's gonna say
Every
yeah.
guy is like,
Yeah,
babe,
yeah, they're
You got ghost, babe. You got ghost.
that's our new business. We'll vet your house to get you out of cheating accusations.
yeah, go.
Next ghost, your house is infested with them. Infested.
Yeah. Somehow I think that would be a very successful business. Just
Yeah.
playing a hunch here.
No,
Oh man, that's hilarious.
make that shit up,
Yeah.
and you just kind of wander around the house and it makes you chatty. Like Paul said, he was here till like from 6 p.m. to like 3:30. And he's like, I don't know what happened to me. He's like, you just fall into it. And my wife was like, you were talking nonstop, like the whole time. And he's like, it sucks you in. You just want to hang out and share and, just get to know people and talk to the ghosts because they do. They talk right back.
It's like they're so bored they jump in your body and
Yeah.
want to talk, want to argue, want to have sex.
Even he said that he felt almost like a happy possession.
Right.
You feel high.
Yeah, there could definitely be levels of, maybe not full on possession, but at least oppression in the sense of, these strong energies, especially if there's multiple of them. You got to think how much of that can influence, the moods of the people in the house, how they act, what they think,
Absolutely.
It'll suck you in. I mean, if you care to talk about this, I can talk about it from my own standpoint, just very briefly. But, I have PTSD. Many people, I'm sure out there can relate. Hypervigilance is a big deal for me. It doesn't help living in a haunted house. It doesn't, because you always feel like someone's around the corner. And I'm a stalking survivor. Tell me that doesn't mess with my brain, where it's like,
Oh yeah, I could imagine.
you know what I mean? And, and Jeff's, got some, and if you care to talk about, your
Yeah.
stuff, the house will push on it, but I feel like it wants to heal you because I'm 10 times better now than I was when I moved in the house. And it's like, one could argue you go crazy or it's helping to heal me. I'm not sure. So
It's like it doesn't
yeah.
want it to just sit inside you and rot. It wants to bring it to the surface so that we can get over it and get to the freaking party.
Yeah. Like, do you
Stop being
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, I mean, the one bedroom that I stayed in that the curtains were ripped down, I spent like days. I lost days sleeping in there. Like I just went into like a depression. It's hard to stay focused in this house because it seems like all the ghosts are either trying to get you to get through it, bring it to the surface, or they're trying to manipulate it. So it seems like, they just want me out then. If I'm not going to go over it, then just get the hell out because Daphne's more fun when you're not here.
that's what it feels like. Yeah. And
Yeah,
like,
like super high energy, high strung paranormal.
Yeah, man. It's where we live. This is where we live 24/7. And the investigation is nonstop. It's all day.
yeah, and the show's been a challenge because between the depression, like, okay, they smashed our hard drive. I mean, that's a true story. They did.
Yeah.
They did not want the footage that we had got captured to be in episode 2, quite frankly. So that, of course, sent Jeff into a sad spiral.
Yeah.
And my way of doing
Did it
it,
actually break the hard drive, or was it just wiped? Or
It powers up, but it will not mal. So we were trying to get some funds together to send it out to get recovered, get some new drives, but it's just, everything we shot. It's probably accessible if I can get it out to some company to pull it. But
for now,
right now, and our episode's coming out Monday. It's like, I don't know what we're going to do. Yeah. So we had to pivot and we had to
wow,
just not give up and just keep pushing.
and I think the house spoke, though, I guess is what I mean, is like, I feel like we dealt with it in different ways. I was like, okay, great. We pivot. It's more reality style. I feel like this is what the house wanted anyway. It's just, this is the way they want it. And Jeff was sad about it, obviously. You know what I mean? I dealt with it different. And I feel like they kind of like pushed on that. And we had to really get our shit together and be
Yeah.
like, okay, we're not going to let the house suck us in. We're just not. You know what I mean? Like, we have to just keep moving because if we let it, it'll drive me to fuck it. Let's just have a party and we'll get some cocktails and smoke a bunch of weed. Wee! And then his way is all is lost. Let's just, die, and lay in a bed and cry and watch the boys. I mean, it's like it's just funny. I mean, I feel like you just really have to find your groove in the freaking chaos in here. It's an emotional whirlwind.
Hooking up with the local paranormal teams, I think is saved me
Yeah.
and just got me back into this and not to give up. There's community out there that, want to help and want to work together. And, they're doing the same thing. They're
Yeah.
investigating their location. So let's team up and make this as amazing as it can be and get us back on our feet. So that's been a huge support.
Yeah, and a lot of the investigations that, I'm trying to kind of get out there, they're picking up on as well. They're getting it. The traditional modes are great. Like I said, my house looked like a 90s rave party with all this shit going on, bells going off, lights, tripwires, voices, all the spirit box. It was all at the same time. It was like everything all at once. I mean, it's such an active house. It's the traditional methods work. Don't get me wrong. I want to try stuff like the event we're having on Saturday night. We have a drag queen that is doing a full on Stevie Nicks review. We are doing smoke machines. We want to do movie
Okay.
nights, live band. We're going to have, a big, huge projector screen in the back. I want to do stuff like chili cook-offs because the food smell, they really respond to that.
And you're cooking in the kitchen there, they come out.
Yeah. So let's do stuff like that and take measurements and readings and have 5 teams out here at the same time sharing footage. And what did you get? And, I think that's the only way this is going to work. I really do. Having people investigate what's the crossover with seismic activity, the UAP activity, the EVP activity, that all is happening at the exact same time in this house. What is it? What is it?
Yeah.
Let's all get involved and have 80 people here. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. Really?
That's the $1 million question is how does this all, if it does, how does it all correlate? What's going on exactly?
I think
There's a million different theories. I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys have had your fair share of trying to figure it all out.
For sure. Yeah.
You're a seasoned investigator. I mean, that's really my story from like the homeowner's point of view. But I mean, honestly, Jeff is so seasoned as an investigator. I'd love for you to talk about what you think it is because I find your theory fascinating with the mountains and just all of it. Do you want to just like
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all connected. I think that it's UAP's activity mixed with seismic activity. We saw like one day in Brawley, there was like 100 earthquakes. And we looked up and there was just like a highway of UAPs going around. I
Wow.
think that there's underground bases. I think because there's vortices all over Mojave that are labeled as a vortex. I think a vortex is someplace that is over top of an underground base. I think the paranormal activity could be caused by them sending signals and frequencies, and it's creating like a window into another plane, another dimension, another time frame. So we're seeing things. The shadow figure I saw looked exactly like a shadow on the wall, like someone's shadow. So I think that they're running around here. I think they're invisible. I think they're cloaked. We're seeing some shadow figure reports could be extraterrestrials that just we can't see, but they are creating mass that light can't go through, and they're creating a shadow on the wall. So it's something we're digging into. Like, what are these other areas that are vortex labeled? And somewhere in Joshua Tree has like 15.
oh, I think there's like 25 just on the Center for Mental Physics.
Yeah.
And when we say vetted, like we're saying like college teams, major universities have come out and vetted these places
This is a
as
vortex.
this is a vortex. There's some kind of weird energy that no one can explain. And like Jeff said, there's like 20 or whatever of them just in Joshua Tree. And so all the places that we go and do the excursions, we've had people ask us like, well, what's the crossover? And it's like, well, if we're investigating our vortex, we have to investigate other known vortexes and places with activity, within the hour to hour and a half range
Yeah.
around us in
So
order to understand. We need data. That's why we're going there. We want, you know what I mean? We want to
Yeah.
take measurements and what is different with our place versus theirs.
Right, and we're looking at space like shows, other shows like Skinwalker Ranch. They're doing some interesting experiments, and I think they have
Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah.
that's all I can think about is
Yeah.
hearing your story. It's all I just keep coming back to that because that's what my brain knows, and everything you're telling me, I'm like, oh, Skinwalker Ranch, Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
This is the exact same phenomena that happens. And Jeff, your explanation of it is pretty fascinating. I never really thought of it that way. If I'm understanding right, what you're saying is basically what you think is the paranormal part of this is almost like a side effect or byproduct of
That's
the
thinking.
UAP and environmental phenomena going on.
So I
It,
think it is. I think it's some things
That's
that are
that's
attached to
very
that.
interesting.
that- I think the things attached to Daphne are something else, some other entity, definitely paranormal. The Hat Man is something that everyone's seen, but is that something that's extra? We don't know. We're looking into it. Trying to bring in teams that have had sightings, similar sightings that we can. It's all about what have other people experienced? What are other people have seen around here? Sightings, cryptids. Uh, we hear stuff running around the desert, like right behind our fence. Like, how aware are they of us and what we're doing and what we're talking about? Um, because the activity has ramped up, and I think that we're on the right track to something. So we just gotta keep.
Yeah.
well, and it's an interesting crossover too, because I'm a near death survivor and I don't know what that has to do with it. I mean, I'm with Jeff on this, but I'm almost wondering, it's like I feel a little strained. I'm still getting used to talking about all of this, with people. So forgive me. I'm trying to remember I'm in a safe space to talk about this weird shit. But I almost wonder,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can
yeah,
get as
yeah,
woo woo as you want over here. Yeah.
yeah, I like, keep it to who you're talking to. These people get it, Daphne. You
Yeah.
feel okay. You're all right. I'm like, I'm in a safe place. I'm in a safe place. Uh, but I kind of wonder, we don't know about different species. We don't know about, abductions and all these different things. Could it be that near death survivors are possibly keyed into something, that others aren't? Is that an alien species that we just have a genetic, we don't die as easy and then they keep an eye on us, or I don't know anything. I just know that I never feel alone, and especially, and we just heard a huge knock right now. It went like
Curious.
that right when I said that. So I don't know if the
Wow.
two that follow me, are they guides, are they protectors, because they do show up when I'm upset a lot. Not just then, but then that also takes me to the parapsychology side of it, because I have a degree in sociology, I have a degree in psychology, and I'd love to know trauma. Is it trauma? Is it pain that they're attracted to? Is it, what is that? I don't know. Is it an empathy? Is it, I don't know. I know I was definitely given more sensitivities, more empathy, more insight, psychic ability, whatever you want to call it, after
Mhm.
the incident, for sure. Um, so where does it all meet? I
We do
don't
see
know.
like a
I don't
trend
know.
with paranormal teams and people that are fascinated by this, study this, and do ghost investigations. Have a history of PTSD and trauma. I think
Yes.
there's something to do with that.
And near death.
And
One of
near
the
death,
investigators, she was technically dead in a car accident.
right?
And she said she felt very similar to how I do.
Something about that like brings you closer to the veil somehow.
And that's what
Yeah, it's like once your mind or gets a little taste of the other side, it's like you crave it.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I call it saran wrap. And then I later started calling it the veil after the incident. And I just call it that just for, the conversation. It felt like I was looking through a piece of saran wrap at everybody. Like I could touch like I could almost touch it, this veil kind of thing. Like I wasn't part of everybody else anymore. Like I was looking through a window and then I realized, oh, that's what people call the veil.
Mhm.
Like I feel like I'm standing so close to the veil that I can't sometimes figure out almost what's real versus or what's on their side versus mine. Not real. It's not that. It's do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like hard to navigate and it gives you social anxiety when you just kind of don't feel part of that this earth world anymore. And when I met this other person, a paranormal investigator that had a similar experience, she said very much the same thing. And it was like, you're talking my language. Like I'm getting it. And then when Jeff gives me his theories, it's just almost like heightens the mystery of then, well, great. Now I'm just back to square one and I don't know a damn thing. Like I don't know. I have no idea. That's where I'm at. I don't know. Ta-da. I don't know where you go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, where do we go from here? Gosh, I have no
I know.
idea.
But I would love to know more paranormal, like psychology, people come out here, tell us what's going on. Trauma therapists. I want to know what you guys feel and what you think and what all that crossover is. So I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, yeah, you're fine, 100%. Um, I'm curious now. You said that you guys have had a few other people investigate the property already.
Yeah. So my brother came out for a couple weeks. We worked together on My Haunted Manor, where we did a similar, thing where we took one location and brought guests in and had security cameras monitor everything. Uh, so it was a very similar show. He's come out and he, was nice to have fresh eyes
Yeah.
and see this place. And he came in skeptical and had a lot of the same experiences. You hear the bare feet walk up behind you. Uh, and things being pulled down, the calendar being pulled off the wall, the curtains being pulled. Uh, they
They,
were
they
aggressive
gave him
towards
a
him.
hard
Yeah,
time.
they were aggressive towards him.
He's the one that left
Wow.
back to Delaware.
Yeah, I was curious of experiences third party investigators have
Yeah,
had there, and how they if they were different or if they were similar or what happened to who.
yeah,
Well, tell that we've had Sisters Who See It,
yep,
Paranormal 24/7, this and that vintage, and They Stay With You. Those are the four teams so far that have come out. And then, like I say, we have our huge event this Saturday where there's several teams. And then we also have regular people, that are going to be here as guests
we're all gonna
investigating.
investigate together. We're gonna have a live band play, and then we'll investigate before and after, see how the live music affects the house, and then we have Lady Tulane
Mhm.
uh,
The
doing
drag queen.
drag queen doing her presentation, and what does that energy bring out? We're gonna be, have all throughout the house investigating. We're gonna be outside, looking for UAPs at the same time. So it's gonna be a really fun night, and it's a
Yeah.
big filming night, so it's all gonna be part of the show. Dead Air Energies
Yeah.
upcoming episode.
And I definitely, besides the fact that we love them, but I bring up their names, jot them down and follow them, because they are basically they came out here twice in like a week. They couldn't get enough of it, and they're already planning on coming out again. They pretty much moved their whole show schedules because they were so blown away by what they saw here that check out their channels because you'll see the Vortex 29 stuff they got. Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. They were just shocked, at what they got. And the same experiences. Like I said, I was emotional when Paul said, I got home and it's exactly what you said, Daphne. I was walking in circles, realized I kind of ran back through the night. And he was like, I went to my car like 8 times, couldn't remember what I was out there for. It just sucks you in and you just want to hang out. You
Yeah.
just want to hang out.
They were baffled, and they do majority of their investigations are exorcisms. So it's
Wow.
Yeah, they thought it was
it's legit.
poltergeists. They said that they felt there was like what 20 something odd spirits here, something like that, if
Yeah.
not more. Yeah, they were just like this place is you just feel crowded. I think the most poignant thing to me was in the pantry when you guys were getting those all the can you explain like what was going on with the temperature shifts and that's
Yeah.
your world. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, the REM pod or I think he had REM pod that also does, measures temperature. So the temperature was dropping, and the IR light like flipping on and off. Like I've never seen. Usually, an IR light on the camera will, uh, dim over time, and this one was just like it was just going crazy in this pantry. We haven't seen activity like that in there. Yeah,
Yeah, the hallway was another one where it's like something kept coming forward and then moving back. Like the lights would react, the temperature would change, and then something, the vocal stuff was crazy,
yeah,
crazy. Another thing that was really weird that was like, okay, can't make that up, was my first name was different when I was born, and no one in the room but Jeff knew that. No one. Is not something I disclose, and quite honestly, I'm shocked I'm disclosing it right now.
it came through the spirit
My
talk.
name, I mean, it was weird. It said it was a first name and then like a second name, you know, and it said the first name, and then my ears perked up because it's not a common name, and it was very clear what it said, and I said, "Who? Who are you talking to?" And then it said the second part of the name,
Mhm.
and so it was
That's
like
pretty
there was no mistaking it was talking to me because it was not a common name and it said both parts of it back to back. So it's things like
And
that.
that was through a spirit box.
Which was that?
That was the spirit talker app.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
but which one was it? Said the static and something came through, and the Spirit Talker app interpreted it as
Yeah.
those names. So it
Right.
was like
It was
we
wild.
heard something, it was, you couldn't make it out. It was some, staticky kind of voice that
Yeah.
came through. And at that exact time, the Spirit Talker app, which I was very skeptical about until that happened, I was like, whatevs, this is a bunch of BS. But when it
Yeah.
happened, it was kind of like, I wish I could, explain what that could have possibly been, but it was like really loud pop of a staticky voice, and then at that exact same time, that app said the name
Yeah. It was wild.
That's pretty incredible. Like
and
I'm
spelled it
I'm
correctly,
trying to
which
think
was
of how whatever this thing is, how could it have even gained that knowledge, besides,
It's the
you
thing
know,
that's been
digging
attached.
through your brain and taking it
Ah,
out.
exactly, it's like it does, it'll mess with you, it really will. It'll say things that you're just like, "Are you?" It feels almost like if you watch the show From. Do you ever watch that
I
show?
love that show. I'm watching the new episode tonight.
We just
Yeah.
watched it. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, don't tell me. I haven't seen the new one. The one I just finished was the one where the girl she puts her blood in Henry's drink. Yeah.
Yes,
The
yes.
I
yellow
was like, "Oh no."
Like, don't drink it. I know.
Oh, what an incredible show. That's a
It's
phenomenal
such a
show.
good show. But it is the way that they mess with your brain.
Yeah.
It,
They talk to you, but it's misinformation.
mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
trying to either they get their rocks off for messing with us, or they legitimately want me gone.
Oh, they'll do stuff like hide things. Jeff so many times has gotten 10 minutes down the road to take the 45-minute drive to the store. And I will ask, because I know these entities, do you have the card? Because the card will mysteriously not be in Jeff's wallet when he
Yeah.
gets to the store. And it's like, I just feel like they
Son
just
of
get
a
off
bitch.
on it. Yeah. Like, let's
Pranks.
see. Yeah. Let's see what he does with this.
I hate that. I swear there's something like that in my room. In my bedroom, I swear I will like drop something on the floor and I'll look down to pick it up and it's gone. Like it went right into the back room. So like I'm like, wait, and then a week from now I'll find it in the middle of my floor. Like what? Like it's like what is going on? Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's our next business, is that we will now be people that vet adultery and people that lose things. You can just use it, our ghosts, as like the whole
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah, yep. We if you're ever in trouble for any reason, we'll get you out of it.
Yes, we'll get you. We'll be your
Ghost.
fixers. It's the ghost. Yeah, that's our new party. It's the ghost did it.
Uh, that's great. I am curious about the whole. I know we haven't really gotten into it much, but the whole UAP phenomenon that goes on over there too. Have you guys? Has it always just been what exactly do you guys see in the sky? And has anything else besides that happened
We've seen some
referring
trends,
to
like
those?
around 10:30. There seems to be a bright orb in the same spot of the sky, and it's flickering like crazy. Like it doesn't look like any star. And then you watch it, and it looks like other orbs are kind of originating from it, like coming out of it and then disappearing. Uh, so we caught that, and just constant, like you're just looking up, and you see satellites, you see absolutely everything. You see galaxies. Um, but you see like a plane go by, and then something like kind of that looked like a star starts like does like a little turn, like checks out the plane, and then like goes into another spot, and then as another plane goes by, it's just kind of monitoring them, and they don't think they're being seen, but we can see them out here for sure.
Yeah, and it is really weird because like you look to the left and that's SpaceX. You look to the right and that's the Chocolate Mountains, which is 29 Palms Marine Corps, base. And we can see artillery fire. And my ex-husband was a Marine officer, artilleryman. So I know what artillery looks like. You know what I mean? When I see it, this ain't that. You know what I mean? It's whatever's in the middle of those two things. It's right over the house. And so it feels like whatever the space is, or the area, I should say, between the SpaceX and 29 is just lit up. I mean, just lit
It's like
up.
they're monitoring both.
Yeah, it is. Very much so.
Wow.
It feels like that. And we have a lot of fighter jets that come over. I mean, it's kind of cool, even just in general, if you're into aviation or anything, you can sit out in our backyard. And for example, the Thunderbirds, the uh, team, the
Jet.
jet
Yeah.
trick people, whatever you want to call fighter pilot people. Sorry, guys, don't mean to be disrespectful. I can't think of what you're called right now. The
No.
showman. We were outside and you hear a fighter jet and we look up and they were moving the Thunderbirds from where they had done an air show
Yeah.
to where they were going to be, doing the next thing. And we literally were getting our own show. The Thunderbirds were doing barrel rolls for us
Yeah.
and shit. They see us as much as we see them, as clearly because it's so vast.
Yeah. We hear jets hit Mach 5 all the time.
Oh yeah, we hear them. Yeah, break the sound barrier. You hear the sonic boom because they're just out here messing around, showing off. There's even like
Yeah.
a thing they call it the Mojave Wave. If you go so far out into Death Valley, where they're practicing and doing trial runs and all these different things, they'll get as close as they can and do like a dip to like give you a wave with the wing. So it's a cool place just in general.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so it's like even besides the UAP stuff, it's like, hey, come have a beer or watch some shit out in the yard. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fun, really. You're like, I think that's the Thunderbird. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the Thunderbirds. You know what I mean?
It also probably makes you guys the people that would be able to make the distinction between a UAP and planes, government jets, helicopters, whatever. Coming from people who see all of the military running their training and everything over there, you would
Yeah.
think you guys would know the difference between seeing those and then seeing something that, like,
Yeah.
that's not a plane, that's not a
And
jet.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, truly, I would never in a million years call myself in any way, shape, or form like an expert, but I do call myself what they call a desert rat out here. I'm definitely a proud desert rat. And I think what that means to me is like I lived in 29 Palms for a long time. I lived near China Lake, which is, a little further north of the Mojave. That is a hotbed. If people have not been to Ridgecrest, it is unbelievable. More seismic activity. I mean, it's so seismically active, you cannot get earthquake insurance. They will not give it to you because it's like, okay, there's like 100 earthquakes a day, and I've never seen
Wow.
some shit out like I have around China Lake. Living out here, same thing with, the bases and everything. You kind of get used to it. And that's why we're enlisting people like Steve Brown from Copper Mountain College. He's a physics professor. We've talked to people at the General Patton Museum, which is not far from here. They're experts on aviation. We want to talk to fighter pilots.
Yeah.
We want to get
Contacts at
people out
MUFON.
here. Yeah. And MUFON, same thing. We partnered, or not partnered, I should not use that word yet, but connected. with people from MUFON. So yeah, even though we consider ourselves a bit seasoned, and I'm a seasoned desert rat, I don't know what that is. I mean, if somebody can shed some light on it, please do, because I just know it ain't SpaceX and it ain't the military,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And if
So
you have some
yeah,
tips on, night sky photography, let us
yes.
know because we're looking for cameras and lenses. I'm seeing it. I'm just like it's hard to capture.
We do have the sky cam.
Yeah.
We are getting ready to start doing live streaming on Twitch and some different things, and we're going to have our live cam and our hallway cam. We'll be doing, 24-hour streams here eventually. Once truly, we would be doing it now if I could remember to keep my clothes on. But Jeff keeps reminding me, the hallway cam's on, right? The hallway cam. As soon as I remember for more than a day that is on, we will start giving everybody access to the cameras.
Yeah.
That's
But
great.
yeah,
Oh
if you
man.
guys want to tune into the sky cam once that starts happening, and
Yeah.
let
Just
us
watch the
know.
skies.
Yeah, let us know what you see. If you have an expert friend, family, college professor, anyone listening who's got an area of expertise, please,
Yeah, and we're
please.
looking for more people to feature on the show.
Exactly. Exactly. Come be on the show. Tell us what you think. No theory is outlandish to us,
No.
truly.
Yeah, 100%. I encourage everyone to anyone with any sort of information to get a hold of you guys. I am curious, with all of the, like you guys talked about Skinwalker Ranch and all the similarities and the types of phenomenon you guys experience,
Yeah.
and you kind of talked about drawing inspiration from a lot of the experiments and studies the scientists do over there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it almost seems like the UAPs do interact with them and the place itself,
Yeah.
like they know you're there, they know you're trying to either film them or run different experiments with them. Have you guys ever noticed any time where it almost seemed like they seemed to interact with you guys directly, or the area itself directly?
I've had
Yeah.
experiences.
Talk.
Well, no, you go ahead. You talk
Yeah.
first. I just meant definitely yes.
I was just gonna say, like, if Skinwalker Ranch isn't a vortex, I don't know what it is because they've like mapped digital data points that looks like a swirling vortex above that triangle area. So I would
Yeah, I
love.
remember seeing that when they
Yeah.
they dropped all like those. Then they dropped like buckets of like um
It was
they're
almost
like
like
those little.
style, like
Yeah.
how they would do.
Yeah, those like little ball things. They dropped them out of the helicopter, and yeah, I remember watching that, like baffled. It literally was. It looked like a tornado. Yeah.
Yeah. And then anywhere out there, they have the same electronic malfunctions, cameras go down, and that 1.6 megahertz frequency that gets emitted. I think that's all coming from underneath the ground. I think there's underwater bases. I think, I would love to do some of those tests that they do out there with the drones, see what's above here, see if we can do like a LiDAR scan of the house. And is there something above us? But yeah, you talk to this guy and they do seem to like react. I think they're aware of us and they're observing us. I think they've been in the house.
I definitely think they've been in the house for sure. I have
Really, really.
an incident. I don't drive the interstate. It's a long story, but one of my PTSD symptoms is driving the interstate gives me like severe anxiety. I can drive like in cities, or whatever. I'm more comfortable driving around New York City than I am the long ass stretch of I-10. Explain that. I don't know. But anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it. All right. And I'm like sweating like a pig. I'm like, got my keys. I'm like, okay. Because this is the desert. Once you're on the interstate, there's no turning back for a while.
Right.
So you're committed. So I was like, okay, I'm going to Palm Springs today. By the time I got about halfway back home, my anxiety was real bad. And I had maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes left of the drive, and I would be home. I looked up in the sky, and I swear to God, there was a UAP following me home. And I had this weird and exactly in the mountains that Jeff is totally convinced that's where the bases are. I just had this weird, like, almost like a peace kind of come over me. My hands stopped sweating. And I almost feel like I was on autopilot for that last. It was like I kind of pulled in the driveway and it was still there over the house,
Mm.
very far away. It wasn't like I could, it's not like aliens were waving at me or shit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but it was like
Yeah.
clearly a weird orb that was like following the car. And like I said, I almost was like in a trance kind of thing. And I turned the car off and it was one of those like, how the hell did I get here?
Mhm.
I don't know. And then, I kind of went out and smoked a cigarette out in the backyard to kind of take it all in, and I'll be damned if there it was. I mean, so I'm not sure. I really don't know if they kind of feel the distress, or you're maybe like on their team,
Mhm.
or like, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure, but I've definitely had a feeling many things like that where I felt like they were watching or responding to what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what fascinates me most. I mean, it's one thing to think about UAPs in the sense that okay, maybe they're alien technology, alien craft, but when they seem to show signs of actual either
Yeah.
knowing what you're thinking or saying or just
Mhm.
physical interactions with individual people, it kind of makes your head spin and trying to understand how do these things work, how do they know what they know, and how do they seem to interact with people's even thoughts
Yeah.
sometimes.
I think they tap into our consciousness and
Emotions.
emotions,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's like a social experiment for them to, I'm thinking about my grandma, and then suddenly my grandma's there. Like, why would that be? Like, what are they doing? Are they creating hallucinations? Are they sending frequencies to change the energy in the house and create these images? Are they trying to contact us through something that would be comfortable for us to see? My grandma, they're sending me a message. They don't want to show up as, what they actually look at. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think too, it's
Now,
interesting.
what do you believe they are? Like, if I had to ask you guys seriously, like, apart from the paranormal things that happen in the
Yeah.
house, when it comes to the UAPs, do you believe they are more of the like in the paranormal realm, or do you believe them to actually be physical, craft or extraterrestrial life, or do you think they somehow are part of the paranormal?
I think it's a mix. I think there's different races of them, different species. I think there's ones that look like us. I think there's the grays. I think there's the reptilians. Uh, I think they all have different wants and needs and different projects that are going on. And I think we're just all part of their projects.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, again, I'm in my safe space, so I'll say it. I do. I almost get an emotional reaction when I see very well done sketches of grays. It's hard to explain. My ethnicity is Acadian. It's a very, if you want some fascinating ethnic history on a very, very unknown ethnic group, it's the Acadian Creoles. And our story kind of lends itself to alien. I mean, there's some things that really just don't make sense. There have
Okay.
been Cahokia, is a missing city. It's Cahokia, and it was an Acadian settlement. It just disappeared, but it has been vetted as a vortex. So it's kind of
Wow.
interesting. The different ethnic groups have a tie, say, to varying species. So let's just say we're going on a conversational route here, everyone. I'm not saying this is fact or whatever. Please don't take this and get weird. What- but let's just say, for example, say the Acadian race, or excuse me, the Acadian ethnicity, let's say we are part of a gray, the race of whatever that is, or, some sort of alien species, a hybrid, they would want to probably keep an eye on that. And I think the same thing is when you have a child. I know when something is wrong with my daughter and she lives 3 hours away. I mean, you just know as a parent, or something's wrong, with a friend. You spend that much time, or how women get on the same menses cycles if they spend enough time, things like that.
Yeah.
Like, there could be something said for that, that, these species, They feel my pain. Why does the Hat Man show up when I'm having a PTSD moment? Is it psychological, or is it that I am still connected to, say, a gray, whatever gray, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that a parental or a familial bond? Is it just a higher sense of empathy? You know, if these entities or these creatures or aliens, whatever they are, if they have technology that is that intense and advanced, one would have to think that their emotional capacity and understanding of the human condition and pain and trauma has to be heightened. You know, it would have to be because they're educated. You know, they understand these things on a level we don't. So I don't know. I mean, am I part gray? I don't know. You know, I mean, so these are the kinds of things that keep me up at night. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that,
Yeah.
just asking the broad question of why are they so interested in us and in
Yeah.
Earth, and when you start looking at that question, one of the things that might seem crazy and outlandish at first, but the more you think about it, the more it makes sense is, maybe not the whole human race as a whole, but maybe certain parts of it, we could have been through through evolution, they could have had a hand in altering our DNA, or having even a part in diverting evolution in a way to where we would evolve, or
Yeah.
Well,
who
yeah,
knows?
And I
look at
think,
you. I'm sorry. I was just
oh,
going to
no,
say, you look at things like, varied things that aren't here anymore, like the denizens, or different Homo sapien, you know what I mean? Different groups of things that just don't exist anymore. Neanderthals, things like that, where it's like, yeah, we were, I mean, when I did my genetic thing, it's like, oh, you're 16% Neanderthal.
right.
What's who's to say that the 0.2% that ancestor, whoever the heck it was, I did 23andMe, said was unaccounted for? Well, couldn't that just as easily be from an alien species? I mean,
Exactly. Yep. That's my exact point I'm making.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, I think you're spot on. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. What were you gonna say? I kind of jumped in
I
on
was
you.
just going to mention the ancient race, the Anunnaki, that were
Yes, that was the
supposedly.
one I kept trying to think of, and I got stuck on. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and
I've
that's
heard of that. What could you explain that a little bit
it's
to me?
supposedly, like
I'm a believer.
space, other dimensions. The universe has like refugees that have to leave wherever they're from. And the Anunnaki was a people that look like us that came to Earth. And the rule with coming to Earth was you don't mess with Earth, you don't mess with humans, you don't alter their genetic code. And they came and fell in love with women and
I mean,
started
who wouldn't?
families.
Earth
Yeah,
girls
Earth
are
women.
hot.
And they just kind of like, were the black sheep of the universe because they didn't follow the rules.
Well, now that's what I find interesting, not to jump in again, but the Acadian Creole thing, that's exactly it. We are actually, just really quickly, fun fact, the only ethnic group to be exiled to the United States. So we didn't want to be here, like,
Wow.
at all. And so I find it interesting. It's the same kind of the Anunnaki thing. I mean, we were told by, France, we had to kill our Native American, tribe that we lived right next to. And we said, we're not doing that. And we interbred with them and gave a big middle finger
Party.
and had a party with them instead. And, it's like, I find a lot of crossover with the Anunnaki story with my own culture and my own ethnicity. So why could that not be a true story?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a believer in the Anunnaki thing. Yeah. There's a lot of people that I've met and you've met. I don't feel like I'm from here. I always feel like I want to go home, but I don't know where that is, and you've had similar experiences.
Yeah, for sure. We
Hmm.
feel like we're from a planet where the air is THC.
Yeah. The air is THC and public nakedness is okay.
They're not from here.
No,
Means
it's funny though, because like I've through research, I've done extensive research, and not just episodes that I've produced myself, but just in my casual and leisure learning of
Uh,
Mhm.
the alien stuff. I've heard stories of I heard this one story of of a lady who claimed that she was not only abducted by an alien race, but her abductee, they ended up having children together. She was brought to the planet of this being, and she was actually had the ability to stay there for the first few years of her child's life to raise them before being returned to Earth. And it sounds wild, but if you do like I did like a deep dive into it, and her story was honestly surprisingly very convincing, like even with her the details of the account. But it's stuff like that, yeah, like um it just makes me think.
Me is odd though. You're saying that, and I'm thinking, uh-huh, because I know I've met women and I've heard people say this, women say this. I grieve for a child I've never had. And, that you just have this feeling
Yeah.
of
And
loss.
that was her problem when she got returned to Earth. She had no way of contacting, that race, her child, her, pretty much husband. Her
Right.
the whole that whole part of her life was taken away because there that was it. And then she was stuck sounding crazy and grieving for a family that technically she never had,
Right. You
Yeah.
start second guessing your own experiences. Like, did that really happen? Like, I wish they would give us
Yeah, yeah.
got proof, some kind of Polaroid. Here's in time
Something.
here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that people are not mad. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But I mean, really, that's why I want to get trauma therapists, that dabble in the paranormal or parapsychologists, people that work in this space. Is it, trauma of children that are lost, families that are lost, and that stays with you? Is that an echo from depression that people can't figure out? Could there be something to that, that you are depressed and people go, there's nothing wrong? And it in your soul, maybe, you feel this loss. I mean, I think there could
Yeah,
be
it's
something,
feelings you can't explain, yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, from a realm that you're just not in, or an experience that you don't remember,
Yeah.
or
It's kind of like
something.
that term Hariath. You ever heard of that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the longing for a place you can no longer return or never existed to begin with.
That's what I mean when I say I want to
It's
go home. That's it.
Yeah, it's like that
Yeah.
phantom longing, that longing for someone or something that never existed to begin with, but for some reason your brain or your soul, believe it to be real.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't have said that better myself. I live in that every day. Yeah,
It's weird. It's very strange.
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Oh.
Strange.
Yeah, anything to do with that's what we say, follow the good. What is it you say? Follow the good,
Chase the weird.
chase the weird. That's it. Follow the good, chase the weird.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Stories or thoughts? Anything you want to touch on that we maybe haven't gotten to yet?
Mean, we can talk for hours. I mean, we joke that like we have to be cut off by podcasters because this house, you're a chatty Cathy in here, gang. Like you'll be
Nice.
like, oh, the story, and you're like, what the fuck was I even talking about? You're telling them like what they were wearing, what everybody was eating. It's like Jesus Christ, get to the point. You know what I
No, no, 100%. No, I'd love to have you guys back on. I'm
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
if you guys if you got plenty more to talk about,
We do.
I'd love to have you guys back and do this
mean?
again.
We'd
Yeah.
love to have you here as well to experience it and then jump on our,
Yeah.
behind the scenes podcast or be, an expert or any way that you guys want to get involved. Like, and I'm saying that to everybody, you, Stephen, your listeners, if you got anything, an idea for an experiment or, you want to come out or you're in the area, or you just want to be on the show as giving your opinion on some footage, hit us up.
Please.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a community project. Yes, worldwide.
Or if you have experiences, and especially in the Southern California area, it's something weird, a UFO, a cryptid, a ghost, we want to hear about it. We want to, talk about it on the show. And if you have evidence, clips, we'll review those on social or on the show and give you guys a shout out. So
And send you over to the Phantom Frequency as well, so
yes.
that yeah, Steven can you as well.
uh,
Totally.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I really, really do. And thank you guys for the invite. It's a little, I'm unfortunately on the complete opposite coast of the
Yeah,
U.S.
we
on the complete other end. But no, I would love to help you guys out in any way I can, and I'd love to
amazing.
contribute whatever I can, even if I can't make it there physically. Uh,
Fantastic. Yes,
We
for
do
sure.
have, we're looking for donations and support. We're trying to get our footage restored. We're trying to get, make this show as amazing as we can.
We have a Ko-fi, Kofi, and it's Dead Air Energies. You just can type that in Ko-fi and we come up. There's all kinds of cool behind the scenes stuff. We're not just like asking for money. We're giving you some cool
Yeah,
shit
we'll
in
put some more
return
content
too.
every day
Yeah.
up there. So please check it out, kofi.com/deaderenergies. But you can
Yes.
see all of our
awesome,
stuff
awesome.
on twistedreelsproductions.com.
We have
Check
our
out the Vortex.
YouTube. We have our YouTube channel where you can watch Dead Air Energies, the show, and then also our little podcast we're doing, talking about the show. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's us. Ta-da!
Awesome. So everybody listening, you know where to find them. Check them out. Get in touch. Anything you can helps the both of us.
Yes, yes. It's a worldwide
uh,
community effort, everybody. Everybody.
absolutely, absolutely. And you guys definitely keep in touch with me. Let me know how this big event you guys are doing goes. I really wish I could be there.
There'll be others. We're
Yeah.
going to start doing them once a month. And we also have a travel agent friend. Once we kind of get things more settled, we want to get with her and try to do like group bookings. So we could do like one run to the airport in a big van, and we'll have
Mhm.
like, 10 teams and everybody gets to the group rate and we all meet up. And that would be just a blast. So
Yeah.
we're working on stuff behind the scenes to make it easier for people to get out that don't live in this area. So we're trying, we're
Right.
working on it.
And you can spend a
Awesome.
week out here and not see everything.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. And
Oh
we,
yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, I hope sometime in the near future I can get over to that area because it's even before talking to you guys, it's a place I've always wanted to go. So now you've given me another reason I really want to get over there.
exactly.
So,
It's just
You
a
don't,
different vibe from the East Coast for sure.
it is. And you don't have
yeah,
a hotel. We have, 4 bedrooms with super comfy linen, and you'd have, your own bathroom. So, come on out. You don't need a hotel. You just got to get yourself here. We'll come get you squared away and stay as long as you want.
You can sleep in the hammock. Huh?
And sleep in the
awesome.
hammock. I don't care.
Well, looks like the Phantom Frequency might be doing its first investigation now. Now you got me excited.
Field trip.
Uh,
Please.
uh,
Love to have you.
That's awesome. But yeah, but thank you guys so much for coming on. This was an awesome conversation. I'm sure everyone listening is gonna really like this. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much. If there's any plugs you guys missed, I'm pretty sure you told everyone where they can find you guys, right?
Yeah, we sure did. TwistedReelsProductions.com has all of our little linky poos and all the little things on there. Just type our names in. We come up on all kinds of stuff, probably a bunch of stuff we wish we didn't come up on, but
Perfect. All right, awesome. All right.
Time to
Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up then. And yeah, thank you guys so much again. And thank you for everyone listening. Definitely go check them out and show them some support.
you're
Thank you.
great.
Love
All right,
you
bye,
guys.
gang. We'll see you
All
later.
right. Thank you guys so much.